Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you today? We are kind of finishing up, sort of wrapping up our 12 Days of Christmas cards videos. And I wanted to show you sort of the piece de resistance of Christmas cards. I wanted to show you how to put together these lovely box cards. These are box cards. They fold flat for easy mailing. This one here is a snow globe. We're going to work on that one tomorrow, the next day, or tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. But this morning, this is one of this really three-dimensional, beautiful stars. But this morning we're going to work on this one. It's a super easy one to start with. Because it's all one color and there's not a whole lot of trying to figure out what pieces fit where. And it's just a perfect little card that also, can stand in for a little nativity scene. I really like it. It's simple and yet elegant in its own way. Now these cards, all of these cards come from a designer named Mary, and she is she runs the company SVG Cuts. I'm wondering if we're going to have a dog issue again this morning. Hold on just a second. No barking, please. Okay, so SVG Cuts is her name of her company. She's really amazing. I would call her an artist. I think she goes by designer, but I consider her work very artistic. And even though there are others that do box cards, there are a lot of people that do box cards, but I just consider Mary's box cards just that over and above. So what Anna Griffin is to those layered, embellished cards, Mary is to the box card. These three designs are not all from the same set, but for today, this one that we're doing, the Nativity, and I think also, I want to just check, yeah, and then also this star comes from this this set. So when you go to her website, which is svgcuts.com, you're going to look for Yuletide box cards if you want to replicate either this or this. If you want to replicate the snow globe, and I wouldn't blame you, it's probably the prettiest one that she's ever done, but she's got a lot of box cards. So the snow globe comes from this Christmas box cards, and I have actually done every single card in this in almost all of her box card selection. So this one is definitely a winner, something to consider buying, because there's also these other cards. There's this one, she calls it Christmas Trees box card, but I think it looks like a store window, like the old-fashioned store windows. And then they have this Merry Christmas box, which is very neat. The way that she handles the offset for the words. These are just basic that you can work on yourself. And then the next one is a poinsettia one, very pretty. And then of course you got the snow globe, and then this really adorable Santa, right? So this is well worth it. I think most of her projects range in the $7 or $8, and usually get 5 projects with every grouping or every set. I think she calls them kits. And anyway, I also want to point out, like, these aren't the only ones. She's got more. This is a brand new one, Home for Christmas box cards. We're going to do some of those. And then she also has, other than box cards, she has other things for Christmas as well. So it's worth taking a look at her website, svgcuts.com. So let's go on with today's, which is from Yuletide Box Cards. And it features, there's an amaryllis, which is just gorgeous, and there's a gingerbread house, which I can make up again. I love this one, just so cute, really adorable. And then there's the Nativity, which is the one we're going to work on, and then a rooftop, and this one here, the star. So let me show you how this goes together. The Nativity, that is. So, okay. The Nativity is so simple because it comes all on one image, one SVG, okay? And it cuts out all in one sheet of paper. So I wanted to show you that. Here it is. This is the entire card. Everything you're going to need for this card is going to cut on your one mat. So you really only need one sheet of paper, which is very different from a lot of her other cards. Her other cards can sometimes, you know, be 7, 8, or 9 colors, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. So this is a great one to start with because it's not so overwhelming. And let's pick this up off the ground. Okay. So what you do is you cut this out. I would suggest doing it on the cardstock for intricate cuts. And you don't have to do this cream colored. You can also do it in craft paper. I think that would look really nice. You could also try glitter paper. The problem is if you're going to use a treatment that is one-sided, you may have to cut this mirrored, because I'm going to show you, because some of these, particularly this one, this piece here, ends up being reversed when you put it together. Okay, so this is it all cut out. Pretty easy. And this is what you do is you put together, there's only 3 pieces. There's this back piece. It has the angel, the star, and it has also the Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus, and then also these little tabs here that fold down. Just give it visual interest. You're going to fold it this way towards the front, okay? And then you're going to, this particular box card only has one insert. So this piece here, which is it's fortified with this little rectangular, but it's just, that's it. It's a cutout. You're going to put your glue on the tabs that come from the back piece, you see? And sorry if the sun is in your way here. I'm working with the sun this morning. Okay, so then you're gonna glue the front, the part where the shepherd is, to this right here, and then on the other side where 2 of the 3 wise men are, you're going to glue it to the tab there. And you're going to want to fold it to make sure that it's going to fold. Now, you may have no intention of mailing this. You might want to use it as like a decoration, but you still want it to fold so that it'd be easier to store at the end of, at the end of the season, right? So, and I have tons of lovely cards, these box cards that I've made. I just love them because, oh, they store flat. Makes my life so much easier. Okay, so now that we've put in the front, or actually attached the back to the front, we just need to put in the middle, which is the 3rd wise man and a couple of sheep. Sheep are always have to be in there, right? And you'll see that this has the tabs like we have done before. I put the glue on the tabs first. I fold them in, and then I'm going to position. Let's see, make sure I'm in. I'm going to position this part in sort of in the back. I'm not used to working off my table, so please bear with me. Okay, so you position so that it appears in the, this is the box, that's the box card, but this is your insert here. So it's sort of halfway between the front and the back, or as close to halfway as you can get. And sometimes you can position those tabs, the end of the tab, to hit the back I didn't do it this time, but you're going to do better job than I am. So what it does is it creates, having that middle insert, it creates like dimension so that, you know, your Holy Family is here in the back, and then in the front there's a couple of layers because, well, when they crowded around at the creche, at the manger, they couldn't all be the first in the front, right? So I just love this idea. And you can write on the back. I would suggest putting the date that you made it, because this is something you can have for a very long time. Again, this is a super simple box card. Yes, her box cards get more and more intricate, but you can achieve this look. It is so easy to make it that I would not be afraid to try it out. It's just, she does do these videos where she explains them all. Unfortunately, this is one thing that this is my only criticism of Mary's videos is that they're just packed with stuff, and it can get a little overwhelming because when you're dealing with 5 or more projects in one video, it makes it a little hard to kind of focus, or at least for me, it makes it a little hard. I don't know about you guys, but plus I don't have an hour to watch, you know, or more than an hour. In some cases, they're more than an hour. I totally get why she has to do it for an hour, but sometimes I feel like it should be broken up a little bit. So that's my only criticism. Otherwise, I think she's fabulous. I love her. She's a great person too, just a fabulous person too. So let's see, I'm having trouble I'm just going to put this together. So this is sort of it. I mean, it's not a difficult thing. Again, I would cut it on cardstock for intricate cuts because there is a lot of detail here, like around the halos. And also I wanted to point out, if you do want to cut it on, say, glitter paper, this piece is actually reversed in order to work. See, it cut out this way, but you have to actually reverse it to put that overlay piece. Now, why do you put those overlays in? Well, because you do that because, what am I trying to glue and talk at the same time? Because the overlays are embellishment, yes, but they are also reinforcements for the cards, especially when you have a very wide card. All right, guys, if you have a very wide card, you do need to put these sort of reinforcement stabilizer, that kind of thing. So don't skip or don't look at that piece and just kind of go, well, I don't know where this goes, because I'm going to show you. It's really simple. So in this piece, the middle piece, the one that's going in the middle, you're going to use this as the reinforcement, and the back piece uses the Holy Family as the reinforcement, and then the front piece has this thinner piece. Now you could, if you are into this, you could emboss these pieces if you wanted to. I have an embosser, and I have all kinds of embossing folders. I just don't use them. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I love them. They're beautiful, but for me, it's sort of like stamping. I love to stamp, but it's so different than what I'm doing with cutting with the Cricut that I just never get around to doing the stamping part. And I suppose that would make it even more professional looking. I just love stamping, but I'm also very, very messy person, and using stamps on my creations can tend to lead to a big old mess for me, and whether it's on my clothes or my hands or even on my actual projects, which can really be frustrating. So let's see. That is sort of it. I'm putting it together. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm really trying hard here getting this together. So I put this back and I'm putting the front piece on here. Here we go. There's the front piece. And then again, the back piece. I'm sorry, the other side of the front piece. Line it up. Make sure it can fold, because you do want to be able to fold flat. And when you're using liquid glue, you still have that little bit of give. So do it now versus when it starts to set. Okay, so that is what I would call the simplest of SVG Cuts box cards. They're still very intricate. They cut out beautifully on your Cricut machine, and so it's well worth trying. Again, go to svgcuts.com to check out all of her products. She has a ton of them. Don't get overwhelmed. Just start with one set, or maybe two sets. It's up to you. But just start with one, and again, each set has about 5 projects in there, and that is it, my friends, for today for this box card. You're going to want to tune in tomorrow and the next day. You're going to want to subscribe. You're going to want to tune in tomorrow, the next day, because we're going to be doing this other one. It's a slightly more challenging than this one color one we did today. It's stars, and we talked about stamping. This would be a great place to put a very small stamp that says Noel or Joy or Mary or something like that. But this is a really fun project as well. And again, also can be an ornament. Doesn't have to be a card, but it does fold flat to become a card. And then sort of the piece de resistance, this snowflake. It's not really snow. What do you call this? A snow globe. Yes, thank you. It's a snow globe. It's even got that little piece in the front where you could stamp on there, and it has all these lovely, lovely elements that I've done in glitter. This looks challenging. It's really not. It's not challenging once you understand and appreciate how box cards are put together, because really look at the bottom. It's just a box. So it's I love this piece in here, the vellum piece in there. Just gives that really awesome look of a snow globe. Okay, so that's it for today. Do tune in. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm actually going to be coming back on, I think later today, maybe tomorrow, to announce my December giveaways, which are a lot of fun. You're going to really enjoy them. So do stay tuned. Like and follow my Facebook page. Follow my YouTube channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue, and you will not miss all of the wonderful things that are going on here at our channel. Thanks so much for coming today. You make it a great day.